let me ask you a question. And I want
How
you,
the turntables high.
yeah, how the turntables. Based on what you've seen going into this game, we've talked about, obviously you're a Philadelphia fan. We'll take that off the table. Okay. As it stands, what's your prediction? Who's taking the game, and what's the score going to be?
Oh, you always do this to me, Kyle.
See,
Yeah.
we're playing flip flop right now. It's like in a job interview when you flip it on the interviewer.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, I'm actually going to interview you now at this point. And I'm sorry, who's this gentleman sitting behind you right now?
Hello, Miss Lady.
All right, if again, putting fandom aside here at a moment, like there's a reason why Philadelphia is favored even by Vegas, which has an absolute love affair with Patrick Mahomes heading into this game, right? I think if you just look position by position, outside of maybe quarterback and tight end and coaching, who would you really rank?
Outside of those really important things on a football team.
Hey, we got special teams. We got every position on defense. We've got offensive line. We've got running back, wide receivers. Like, again, very important things. But you take away those three things, and let's call a spade here. Like, there's really, yeah, they're better than them, but it's not like we've got Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, right? Like Jalen Hurts is in the MVP conversation. So yeah, there's a drop off, but it's not nearly as big as, some of these other teams at that position. Same thing. You could make the argument there with tight end. Again, Dallas Goedert isn't going to be setting the world on fire like a Travis Kelce, who can put up 14 catches and 140 yards and 2 scores, but he's going to go out there and he's going to run effective routes. He's going to block. He's going to chip. He's going to, do all the things that you want a tight end to do in the modern NFL. So
Dallas Goedert's the best tight end that people don't know about.
Yeah, flies under the radar because even on his draft day, the only thing that everyone talks about is David Akers making the pick and sticking it to the Cowboys fans.
Drafting Dallas because they didn't want Dallas to actually pick him. Like
In
the
Dallas.
the ultimate troll move. I love it.
Yeah. So again, there you go. You got finally someone from Dallas made, or a Dallas made the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. See, it's not all bad.
Not that bad. And again, right, you've got the experience of an Andy Reid over Nick Sirianni, but you ask any player on that Philadelphia Eagles team, and they would run through a wall for Sirianni. Everyone else in the league can hate him all they want. That's fine. He's not coaching all the other franchises, right? All you care about are the people within your facility. And he clearly has resonated with that city, with that team, the fan base, everything. And outside of really one of the shakiest opening media availabilities in recent memory, really has kind of captivated that city and the real identity that is a Philadelphia Eagles. He gets it, right? They want to be the bullies. They want to intimidate you. They don't care that you hate them, right? Like they know they're obnoxious and they're going to play to that role. So again, you take those three things. Yes, Kansas City is better in those three areas, but it's not falling off a cliff from everywhere else. You look at every other position, maybe I'll give them kicker because Butker's got a better leg, but literally every other position, I would give the advantage to the Eagles. So if I'm looking at offensive line, defensive line, wide receivers, special teams, everything else, like all those things add up. And it might not show in the first quarter, it might not show in the second quarter, but by, the late stages of the game, that Kansas City offensive line, which is middle of the pack by most advanced metrics here, right? They're going to start slowing down a little bit. And guess what? If you've got now a compromised Patrick Mahomes back there who can't extend plays, a tired offensive line going against literally the best defensive line in the NFL right now, they almost setting records here, depends on what they do in the Super Bowl, of beating, those mid-80s Bears Super Bowl winning teams for most sacks in a season. That adds up. And so I think it's going to be a war of attrition. I would be very shocked if the Eagles were winning by something ridiculous like 21-7 at halftime. I think this is going to be something that kind of flips in the second half, where the two teams play each other fairly closely in the first half, bit of a feeling out process, kind of one score game heading into halftime. And then all these little things, all those little advantages start to actually pay dividends in the second half. And you do see them pull away a little bit. Again, I wouldn't say it's a huge margin. If you want me to put a final score prediction on it, I'll say Eagles 31, KC 24. Patrick Mahomes has a chance to go down and tie things at the end, and either some sort of sack on fourth down or interception sealing thing. It's not just going to be a turnover on downs. I think there'll be some drama to end the game.
There you go. Yeah, I think anybody who's looking to, forecast what this game is going to go and look at when Philadelphia beat New England in the Super Bowl back in 2018. I think this is going to be a duplicate of that game. I think you're going to have Kansas City coming out strong out of the gate. And I think you're going to have, like you're mentioning, Philadelphia just keep grinding and grinding and grinding until they claw themselves back into a position to ultimately control the clock in the fourth quarter, and getting to that point where whoever is going to have the ball last is going to win that game. So I'm going to say a little bit higher score than you, but along the same lines, I'm going to go 33-30. Okay. Philadelphia.
Or is it going to come down to a missed field goal, or are they not even going to get there?
I think when it comes down to it, Philadelphia's going to have the ball last, and I think Jake Elliott's going to line up the winning field goal and punch it through.
Oh, okay, so we're going to have a time expired here, because last time it was the Hail Mary to Gronk in the end zone, and for a brief moment, my heart nearly leapt out of my throat because it looked like, oh my God, the defenders jumped too early, and he's just going to rise above them with his big Gronk hands there and haul it in. So I would like to see what the other side of that equation looks like there, but I would be shocked if either way, whether KC wins or the Eagles win, if it's a blowout. Like I think no matter how you stack them up, these teams are too solid across the board that no one's going to run away with this here. And so I think you're going to end up getting a fairly close game. So if you are the gambling type and you want to tease something to like a 7.5 point spread, like that might be your safer bet of the night, because I don't see this going, a massive 14, 20, 25 point blowout, anything like that.